11th class for BST. Now next topic is difference between e-business and e-commerce. So there is a difference between e-business and e-commerce. In the case of e-business, all type of business activities included in e-commerce. And what is e-business? And what is e-commerce? Only selling of goods and services, distribution of goods and services included in e-commerce. So e-commerce is connected with distribution of goods and services, and electronic business is connected with all the business activities like production, finance, marketing, HR, human resource, all these activities and distribution, everything included in e-business. So e-commerce is a part of e-business. Now, opportunities and benefit of electronic business. It's a very easy question, and this is very easy chapter, one of the very easy chapter from your business studies. Very easy to form and lower investment is required, as it is very easy to form such type of business because you no need to purchase land, no need to make any showroom, hire any shop, display anything. You have no need to have any salesman. Operating costs no more required over there. So otherwise what you see in the shop, cameras, mobiles, all these things, no need to be on these shops. So it's very easy to form in this way, and lower investment is required because it takes time to make start showroom. So all these things are not required when you are doing electronic business. When you are doing electronic business, then what you require, that is only a very good automatic and good site made by IT professionals. Now it's very convenience. Second point is convenience. How electronic business is very conveniently done by businessman and the customer also. If once the thing has been displayed on net, then it can be easily seen by the people. They can choose the things. Nobody is there to force. Even then your site, your product, and your information increase the utility for the consumer, and then for that no need to invest much. Just you have to make one perfect site, and so conveniently consumer can purchase product. Now the third point is speed. So with electronic business, many people, thousands of people, lakhs of people can access to your product. They can talk to your product. They can analyze your product. They can watch your product at a single moment of time. So definitely it will increase the speed. Otherwise, at the showroom, when people visit, then you have to talk one to one. You cannot talk more people at one point of time, because there was a limitation of personal, salesman over there, and space over there. So in the case of electronic commerce, the things like this doesn't happen, and moreover the payment method is also so easy. So through the electronic fund transfer, money can be easily transferred, and no need to wait for your turn to purchase the things or to make the payment. Now the global reach. Next point is global reach. So electronic business can be reached to all the person who wants to visit your site, who wants to purchase the product, who wants to know about your product. So no limitation of geographical area. The goods can be traded in the whole world at one point of time. There is no limitation of time for that. 24/7 you can access to the product, access to the information, and you can evaluate the product. You can watch the product again and again. So all these things happen over there. Now the next thing is cost saving. Electronic business definitely save the cost. How? Because no need to require showroom, no need to run the showroom. Operating cost is no more over there. No middleman is required. So there is a direct sale between the manufacturer and the customer. There is no intermediaries, no mediocres involved in the process of selling. So that is why definitely it is cost saving comparatively traditional business. Now the next thing is movement towards a paperless society. So here there is a movement towards a paperless society, because when you are following the electronic commerce, then all the things are recorded on net automatically, like purchase, sale. No need to make the slip again and again and record the transaction on your copy or anything else, because everything is to be recorded on the net itself due to the provision in the software. Now even then many returns, income tax return, sale tax return, and many returns, they can be filed through net, through online. No need to use the paper to do all these formalities. So all the government formalities or formalities with the consumer, that can be easily done with the on the net. No need of paper. And here is written red tape. Red tape means, red tapeism means red tapeism means more formalities while processing or executing any type of work, because now there is a contact between the user and the giver directly, so there is no need of intermediary, and many people at one point of time can contact the giver of the services. So in this case, red tapeism also decreased. Now the next thing is business and electronic business and traditional business. There is a difference. So no need to write this. When the difference comes in your exam, then no need to write easy to form like this. You cannot write the things in a they are using just the phrases. You have to write down the whole sentence. That you have to write, it is easy to form electronic business. No personal touch is involved in electronic business. You have to make the whole sentence. Don't write all these phrases in your exam like it has been written in your book. Fine. So I will cut marks if you do like this. If you are not making sentence and just doing write down the phrases over there, then I will cut down marks. Fine. Now the difference of electronic business and traditional. Electronic business is you are doing the business on net. Traditional business means what type of business you see just around, like showrooms. Like you go to showroom, you touch the things, you evaluate the things. So all these things are there. So first of all, the difference is formation. In the case of formation, electronic business, very easy to form, because what you need, only computer, a site, and that internet services, that's what you want. But in the case of traditional business, it is difficult to form incomparatively electronic business. Why? Because in the case of traditional business, you need land, you need to purchase the land, then make the showroom, you need to decorate the showroom. So that is why it is difficult to form and takes time. Personal touch. No personal touch is involved in electronic business, because when you visit the site, you don't know who has been made that site, who is operating the site, who is the owner of the site. You don't know how the things come to you. You just see the things, but you don't know the process of, and then you don't know the owners. But in the case of traditional business, personal touch is always there. Why? Because you can contact the owner, you know with whom you are talking. Communication happens over there face to face, so personal touch is there. But here the communication is not happening face to face, so that is why no personal touch. Personal touch can be there when two human beings are talking to each other and discussing the things. So here no personal touch is there, here personal touch is there. Now setting up cost. Setting up means purchasing land and then setting up your showroom. So that is very low in the case of electronic business, as there is no need of all these things. But in the case of traditional business, definitely there is a need of setting up cost, because you need to purchase the land and then make the showroom. Likewise, operating cost is not involved in electronic business, because in electronic business there is no need of intermediary, so no need of operating cost over there. You have to write down the sentence like there is low setting up cost because there is no need to set up any showroom. And here operating cost is low because no need of any intermediary salesman, so that is why that is very low. And here in the case of traditional business, there is a very high operating cost. Why? Because there is need to set the showroom, need the intermediaries, need the salesmen. So you need the electrical fitting, you need all decoration, lighting, AC, everything you need over there. So that is why it is very high over there, and that also increase the price of the product. This is the reason. Physical examination of goods. This is the main limitation of electronic business. The question can come, what is the main disadvantage in case of electronic business? Then you will write physical examination of goods. Physical examination of goods means you cannot touch the things, you cannot feel the things without. So here electronic business, you can only see the things. It's very difficult to imagine how to do with the things, especially in the case of garments or something else also. So electronic business does not involve physical examination of goods. But in the case of traditional business, definitely you can easily examine the goods, which is the very much beneficial and positive point of traditional business. So the question can raise from this point. Ease of expansion. It's very easy to expand electronic business. Now that question can come for 1 mark, that how ease of business can happen in electronic business. So don't expect easy question from this chapter, because this chapter is already very easy. So we can make the question in this way and you have to attempt. So ease of expansion. So here electronic business, it's very easy to expand because it has no geographical boundaries over there. But in the case of traditional business, it is difficult because every time you need to open a showroom, every time you need lots of legal formalities. If you are opening your branches in any of the state, any of the district, then you have to follow up the legal formalities with the local authorities also. But here there is no need. That is why it is easy to expand, but here it is difficult to expand. Human resource required. Definitely in electronic business you need a very high qualified human resource. Whosoever will open your site, make your site, continue with the site, and solve the problem of your site, if that happens during the transaction, then technical experts need over there. But here there is no need of very professional people over there, qualified people over there. Semi-skilled, skilled labor can be enough, can be sufficient for traditional business. Like you can have, if a semi-skilled salesman can be there, so in this way there is no need of professionals over there and qualified person over there. Definitely they will charge high. In electronic business, IT professional, they will charge high, but here you no need to pay higher salary to these people. Now risk involved. What type of risk involved in electronic business? High risk involved in electronic business because there is no direct contact. So when the that may be that customer can make fool of the salesman or the owner. Here the owner can make fool of the customer in this way. So there is a high risk because there is no direct contact. Nobody knows, even the customer and the seller, they don't know each other. They know each other only just by ID, which can be fake also. But here less chance of risk because here you are visiting the showroom and he has invested lots of money on the showroom. So where he will go? Definitely he will be there, his shop will be there. So you can visit, you can inquire the things. But here sometimes it is very difficult to locate the seller, that where it goes. Sometimes we make the payment and thing doesn't come to our home. That happens because that happens with one of our known, that they ordered on some of the I don't know, Easy Kata, I think that was a site for some of the vacuum cleaner, but he paid the payment, but the things never came to his house. So that is why there is a high risk. Now he will complain against whom? Fine, then he have to forget the matter in this way. Distribution channel. Distribution channel means distribution of goods from the manufacturer to seller. So there is no distribution channel. Manufacturer is directly dealing with the consumer and consumer is directly dealing with the manufacturer. Sometime manufacturer and sometime there are many sites over there who help the manufacturer to sell the product. So there is a involvement of hardly one intermediary. So distribution channel is a no distribution channel which will increase the price of the product. Here proper distribution channel is there because there somebody should be there with the goods, who will take care of the goods, who will take the responsibility of the goods. So every time goods after the manufacturer, the goods are with the wholesaler, then with the agents, then with the retailers, then goods will be sold out to the consumer. But here that doesn't happen. After manufacturer, with the help of these selling sites, the goods can be sold to the consumer. Now the last thing is length of business cycle. Here the length of business cycle is very short. What is business cycle? Business cycle means production of goods, point of production of goods to selling of goods. So there is a short length of business cycle because many processes are not there. When the goods have been made and once it has been ordered by the consumer, then it is delivered to the consumer on the spot. But here the business cycle is lengthy because goods are to be made, then they are to be displayed, sold out from a wholesaler to agent to retailer, and then at the retailer shop the goods have been displayed so well so that consumers came over there and they can evaluate the things, they can examine the things, then they ordered and purchased the things. But here sometime ordered have been received by the consumer but goods have not been produced till now, and after the order they started to produce the goods. Sometimes semi-finished goods are over there, and then after order goods have been started to produce by the manufacturer after getting the order. Now this chapter is over now. All these chapter outsourcing concept that has been cut out from your syllabus, and then this advantages, knowledge process outsourcing, everything has been cut out. Scope of BPO, this is not no more in your syllabus for this session. Fine. So that is all with your chapter.